Security, authentication, and authorization. In this video, we'll look at authentication and authorization methods used to support SharePoint Server 2016. We'll also look at ways to privatize and secure our connections between applications within SharePoint Server 2016. Key factors, authentication methods, and transport security. Authentication methods. The authentication methods that are available in SharePoint Server 2016 have been mostly the same throughout the product's lifecycle. Basic NTLM, Kerberos, and forms-based authentication have always pretty much been there since SharePoint 2007. SAML is new to the pack, and in SharePoint Server 2016 it does support SAML 1.2. Basic authentication is pretty much a clear text way of authenticating to SharePoint, and is not a very secure method for an organization. If you're trying to be secure, then basic authentication will not be the way to go. I have not seen anyone using basic authentication in their SharePoint environments. NTLM pretty much is just Windows and Active Directory. So this automatically integrates as you install your servers for your farm. You'll add those servers to the domain. When you install SharePoint, they automatically, kind of click in to the Active Directory domain that the server is part of. They automatically integrate with the Active Directory domain that the server belongs to. Kerberos is a security method where, we're processing and running. Kerberos is basically a process that may be running on one server, and then you're using a user account to actually prove the identity. So in SharePoint, we use this, say our SQL Server, we want to prove the identity of that service account. So that service account, we would add a delegation to that service account for that service. SAML is actually new to SharePoint Server 2016. It's not new to the environment because a lot of people use it, but you have to use ADFS or some other type of, third-party integration to actually make it work. So it, basically syncs the authentication with Windows or Active Directory. This is a XML-based solution, so it kind of syncs the user accounts between the Active Directory identity provider and then the service provider. It would sync those identities to make sure that person is who they say they are in each identity store. Forms-based authentication is commonly used with SQL Server and ASP.NET integration. You also see this with third-party and LDAP identity stores where, you just kind of using a SQL database or some type of database to actually keep the identities in. This is not very secure, because most of the time it's used for SharePoint farms that are in the DMZ. Transport security. We have the SSL, which is pretty much old technology now. TLS is kind of taken over. TLS means Transport Layer Security. It provides encryption between two communicating computer applications. So it enhances your privacy and data integrity. So SSL is kind of going out, make sure that we'll go through that, is, actually take out the use of SSL and those earlier versions of TLS, and try to use the more newer versions of TLS because they're actually a lot more secure than the SSL. So for the demo, we went through adding the Azure AD authentication method within our on-premise environment. I did that in my demo for deploying Azure. So what we're going to do is set up an internet zone for the web application using this authentication method. So now that I have the authentication method, how do I get those users to the ability to actually log in to my web application using Azure AD as the method for authentication? So we'll look at how to get that set up. Just basic stuff, but I want to go through everything that can help others get through certain scenarios, because there are a lot of things that have changed. Not a lot of new things going on in the cloud, and I just want to show we can make Azure work for us as well. So in this video, we talked about authentication and authorization methods, and we also talked about transport security methods.